Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Paramagurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarvagurubhyo Namaha. So today we're going to, okay, I will give you the URL for the video of Punyavachanam. But now we're just going to discuss, let's see, we're just going to discuss Kumbha Puja, which is a shortened version. So let's have a look at some versions of Kumbha Puja. Let's see if I can find something. See that? Okay. I have to look. Let's see. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay, so does everybody see this on their screen? Okay, this let me move it a little bit so you can see everything. Okay, so this is a document called Smarta Puja. It's a thesis by some German scholar in English, and it explains about different parts of puja. So it's very nice. And here he explains about the worship of the vessel, or Kumbha Puja. So next, the worshipper sanctifies the utensils, which he's going to use for the puja, by invoking deities into their different parts. Thereby, he makes them suitable instruments of worship. And the vessel, or kalasha, kumbha, gata, or karaka, whatever you want to call it. Karaka usually means with a spouted water pot. But whatever water pot you have, worshipped here is of a particular shape, and he gives an illustration in the end of the book. We can look at that sometime. And it's filled with water. Along with the conch, it serves as a container for water, which is to be used. Okay, so the gods, Vishnu, Rudra, Shiva, Brahma, the group of mother goddesses, the ocean, the earth, the four Vedas are imagined to be the different parts of the pot. The sacred rivers, Ganges and Yamuna, Ganga Yamuna, are invoked in the water. And while reciting these verses, I discussed before that these were Puranic verses. And the worshipper places his right hand on top of the vessel, thus invoking the rivers as present. Some people use the Ankusha Mudra and touch the top of the water with the middle finger of the right hand. Of course, you should not touch the water with your nails. That contaminates the water. For the worship of the vessel, a small quantity of sandalwood paste, unbroken rice, akshata, and a flower are made to stick to it. So with the ganda, pushpa, and akshata are stuck to the side of it. Finally, the cow or Denu Mudra, which is made in the shape of a cow's udder, or there's another way of doing it. It's also called Surabhi Mudra. Imitates the shape of the four udders of the cow, and thereby suggesting that the vessel is filled with milk from the udders of a heavenly cow, the heavenly cow Surabhi. Okay, so here are the typical mantras. Kalasyasya mukhe Vishnu kante rudra shamasritaha Mule tatrasito Brahma Madhyama Trigina Smitaha. Kaksho tu Sagara Sarve. Sapta Dvipa Vasundara. Rig Vedota Yajurvedaha. Sama Vedota Hyatarvanaha. Okay. And there are some variations on those mantras, but that's pretty common. And then it continues on. Angescha sahitam sarves kalasham tu samashritaha atra gayatri savitri shanti pushti kari tata ayatu deva pujatam duritakshayakaarakaha Gange Chayamuni Chaiva Kodavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Jalesmin Sanidim Kuru Kalashasye Gangadi Tirtani Avahiyami. So the Avahanam is of Kalashe in the Kalasha or in the pot. You can say Kumbe, Kalashe, Gate. That means in the Kumba, Kalasha or Gat. In Gangadi. That means beginning with the Ganga, but other ones as well. Tirtani means the holy waters or the holy places. Jalesmin, Avahayami means you're invoking those holy waters into the. Now, there's also a verse which invokes the holy places of pilgrimage too. Pushkara and different Kurukshetra, different things like that. So there's different verses that are used, but this is the one that he's using. This paradigm, this example of worship that is being used in this document. And if you don't have this document, just let me know. I'll give you the PDF. And let me look at the chat because somebody's asking something. You no need to record this. I'm recording it. I'll post it. Okay. So, saying that, you invoke the holy rivers. Then, using the Mula Mantra, Kalasha Devatabhyo Namaha, which means unto the devatas of the pot, of the Kalasha, Sarvopachar Arte Gandakshata Pushpam Samarpayami. So very simply, just offer some Ganda Akshata Pushpa to the pot and think of offering all the different articles. If you want to, you can offer them individually, but here he's doing it very quickly, and he's saying just Sarvopachara Arte, in lieu of, in substitution of all the different articles that I usually offer. Here's some Ganda Akshata and Pushpa, some sandalwood paste, rice, and flour to substitute for all the articles that I usually offer, all the services I usually offer to you, and he offers it to it. And then show the Dana Mudra. So this is a very simple sort of worship of the pot. Okay, so in this way, you can make holy water. And I think people in ISKCON and Gaudiya Mata, that they know normally, maybe you've heard of this idea of making samanya argya. Samanya just means general or normal. Argya means water for use for different purposes. So just making holy water. So, and sometimes people, they do it very simply by just chanting this Gange Chayamuni Chaiva Godavari Saraswati mantra and meditating upon the different tirthas entering the water, and then you make some holy water. So this is a very simple way to make holy water. So if you're not doing punya vachanam, you can do this. Now, as I said, I think we have in the Punyaha Sangraha of Rama Ramanujachari, which I need to find. He has a Puranic version, which would be a little bit more complicated than this. So let's have a look at that. Right. So I'll share that. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger for everybody. Okay, so here we have Puranika Punyavachanam, page 24 of the Punyaha Sangraha by Rama Ramanujachari. And here you can see the same mantras that were chanted before in the Smarta Puja Prayoga that I read out. Kalashasya Mukhe Vishnuhu, Ante Rudra Samaskritaha, Mule Tatrasito Brahma, Madhye Matra Ganaskritaha, Koksho Tusagara Sarve, Saptadvipa Vasundara, Rig Vedota Yajurvedaha, Sama Vedota Tyatarvanaha, Angescha Sahita Sarve, Kalashambhu Samashritaha. Okay, so there's the translation to all those. And then Gangachai Munichaiva, etc. And then down here, as I said, these we can call also the holy places. Pushkara, Dhyani, Tirthani, different tanks and holy streams and things like that. Okay, and these are all mantras, Puranic mantras, classical Sanskrit mantras, so you can avoid chanting Vedic mantras. And you can chant all these. And then we are finished. And he gives instead of the Vedic invocation of Varuna, he gives a Puranic institution sloka to invoke Varuna. Nagapa, this is basically a meditation on Varuna. Nagapasham dharam hashpristam raktogha bhuti vigraham. Right, so this is the description of Varuna. Om Varuna Swetavarnam cha pasahastam rujasanam moktika lankritam devam kirtanatam aham bhaje. Right, so this is the dhyana mantra for Varuna, Puranic one. And then he says asmin. Asmin means this, means in this pot, kalashe, or you can say asmin kumbe, or you can say asmin gate, right? Varnam dhyayami, I meditate on Varnam, I evoke a Varnam, avahyami, I establish Varnam, stapayami, gandakshita samarpayami, I offer akshata with sandalwood paste for him. You can say Gandakshata Pushpani Samarpayami if you're also offering flower petals or flowers. Then you offer the 16 Upacharas, right? And you end with Gayatri for Varuna. Jalabimbai Vidmahe Nila Pushpai Dimahe Tanno Varuna Prachodayat. And a nice prayer to Varuna. Om Namo Namaste Spatika Prabhaya. Sushveta Vastraya Sumangalaya, Supasha Hastaya, Jashasanaya, Jaladinataya, Varunaya, Namo Namaha. Okay, nice. Touch the vessel with a bunch of kusha grass. Bunch of kusha grass is called a mushti. Just a lot of kusha grass just wrapped with a string around it. Touch that, touch the tips, not the roots, but the tip ends, to the pot. And then we have this vachana and prativachana, call and response between the purohit or the deshika or the brihaspati, who is the main priest, and the ritviks or the paricharakas, the assistant priests. So the purohit says Shiva apasantu. Shiva here doesn't mean Lord Shiva, it means auspicious. Shiva apa santu, let the waters be auspicious. Santu Shiva apa, yes, let them be auspicious. So, Som Manasyam Astu. Anyway, these are vachanams and prativachanams that are spoken back and forth. He isn't given the translation to all of them. Akshitam, Charistam. If you want to know the translations to all of them, then I have to sort of look up some words here. Bhavad Bir, Anugyata, Punyaham Vachayishye, which we saw when we were looking at the preliminaries for the Swasti Vachanam for the Pradivachanam and Pradivachanam. For the Vedic ones, we saw that the priest said something to this effect: give me the permission to do the Punyaha, chant the mantras for Punyaha. And then they say Vachitam. We notice here that in this particular prayoga, he hasn't added Om to the beginning of the responses, but you can add Om to the beginning of the Vachanas and the Pradivachananas, the calls and the responses. Okay, so here we have some more Puranic mantras, slokas to chant, and we're going to get down to that section that we did before of taking water from the pot and putting it back in the pot. Shantirastu, pustir astu. This is a spelling mistake here. It should be astu. Vidrastu, avignamastu, ayushamastu, arogyamastu, shivam astu. Okay, you can add Om to any of these. He's added Om down here. Om Shivam Kamastu, Om Karma Samriddhyastu, Om Dharma Samriddhyastu, Om Veda Samriddhyastu, Om Shastra Samriddhyastu, Om Dhanya Dhamma Samriddhyastu, Om Putra Pautra Sampadastu, Om Ishta Sampadastu, Om Sakala Arista Nirasanamastu, Om Yat Papam Rogam Soka Akalyanam Pat Dure Pratihatamastu. Om Shanno Astu Dvipade Samchatuspade. Okay, which is from a Shanti part. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, let me just look at the make sure. Okay, so then down here we have some more statements to be made about auspiciousness, all the way down to here. And then even more. Yes, so this is very simple. And then, so just statements by the Brahmins declaring auspiciousness. And you here where the blank is, you can fill in the name of the Yajamana. O Yajamana, you and your family and all of your dynasty or something in this house, may there be an auspicious performance occur, etc. May it be auspicious, may it be ever increasing, may it be swasti. Yeah. And then a swasti vachanam at the end. Again, more Puranic mantras using the word swasti throughout. Abhishekam means that after you've made the water, you're sprinkling the water or pouring the water over the Yajamana or whoever the participants are in the ritual. Could be, if it's in Upanayinam, could be the boy who's taking Upanayinam. And then I think that's it. Basically, that's it. Just declare everything very auspicious. And that's his idea of a more involved type of Kumbha Puja, but Puranic based without the Vedic mantras. Normally you won't see, of course, people probably do this, but in case you want to avoid Vedic mantras, you can do that. And you can just it's more, if you've got some more time than just doing the Gangachaya Munichova, very quick Pavitra sort of thing for purifying people. So as I said before, we're making holy water for 3 reasons. One is we want to sip it. Second, we want to sprinkle it on different things and people. And third, we might want to bathe people with that. So that's the purpose of Punyavachanam. Any questions? Okay, so we couldn't get to the Vedic Punyavachanam today, but we can. I will post the URL for the GRD Iyer's set of videos, which goes through the setup, goes through tying the pots, goes through chanting all of the different mantras for Krishna Yajurveda, Apastamba, Punyavachanam. And so you can watch those. If you really want to get the most out of it, I suggest you watch his videos also on his YouTube channel. He has some tips for Vedic chanting. He has a set of videos for that. And then you'll pretty much know how to do Vedic Punyavachanam. As for other types of Punyavachanam, if you wanted to do it for, it's slightly different for Bodhayana Sutra of Krishna Yajurveda. It's of course different for other Vedas like Rig Veda, Sama Veda, or Tava Veda. I don't know that I have prayogas for that, but I don't know that you need those. And if you want them, if somebody wants them, they can ask, and I can find them and let you have them. Or if you want the Gaudiya version, the North Indians Shukla Yajurveda version with the Vedic mantras or without the Vedic mantras, the ones that are used in Krishna Janmabhishek Vidhi by Rupa Goswami or explained and given, some of it is given in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Or if somebody really wants, we can do it. We can maybe it's possible to speak in terms of Satkriya Sardipika, the Mangala Charanam, and some aspects of installation of pots. Or if they want to do it in a very Bengali way, we can look in Purohit Darpana and see how it's described there. Usually the general text for Bengali puja is Purohit Darpana, and they have usually whatever they suggest in Purohit Darpana to do can be usually done Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Rigveda way. So they usually give 3 ways of doing it. So 3 different types of Adivasa, 3 different types of Punyavachana, 3 different types of samskaras they have in Purohit Darpana. So it's a very big book, and it can be done in different ways. Apart from that, then there's Vasudeva Punyavachana, and I mentioned before that there's a book by Jet, by Chinnajir's group, Bhagavad Aradhana, which has a good standard method of doing Vasudeva Punyavachanam. So there are different ways of doing Vasudeva Punyavachanam. We can look in Padma Tantra Prayoga. We can also look in Pratishta Vidhi, the two different books that we use for Pratishta, and have about Punyavachanam, Vasudeva Punyavachanam. I have a few other Vasudeva Punyavachanam Prayogas. I probably have some old audio cassettes of Vasudeva Bhattacharya doing Punyavachanam, Vasudeva Punyavachanam. And I'm sure that I have some more recent videos and audios of other buttas and other places, people doing Vasudeva Punyavachanam, for people who want to do Vasudeva Punyavachanam, which is, of course, the version of Punyavachanam you do in Pancharatra. And as I said before, but which we lost the recording of, there is also on the internet, on YouTube, you can see Vaikhanasa. Vaikhanasa, which is also, Vaikhanasa Agama is also a version of Agama for worshipping Vishnu. They have Vaikhanasa Punyavachanam, which is also Vasudeva Punyavachanam, but slightly different from the Pancharatric version. So I think we covered it all. Udaka Shanti is the biggest one, the most elaborate one. Then we have, regular Punyavachanam according to your different Vedas and sutras. And you have Kumbha Puja, which is very simple, or Kalasa Puja, which is very simple, which can be very quick. Just calling the holy rivers and saying a few things, a few auspicious sentences. And then we have, for the deities, we can have the Pancharatric version or the version in other agamas like Vaikhanasa Agama. As you'll see, there are also some things that GRD Iyer does, which are according to Shaktagama and Shaivagama, because they're smartas. So they also use things from Shaivagama and Shaktagama. I have the books for Shaivagama and Shaktagama and the resources. If anybody really wants to know, according to Shaivagama and Shaktagama, how to do these different things, they can be also done that way too. So, but mostly people don't need to know that. You probably need to know a quick Kumbha Puja, which you can do when you don't have much time, but seems a little bit elaborate, not completely just chanting Ganga Chaya Muni Chaiva. And you need to, you could know standard Apastamba Krishna Yajurveda Punyavachanam, and then a sort of a standard Vasudeva Punyavachanam for any Pancharatric thing. Or if you really want to do it Gaudiya Vaishnava style, the Gaudiya Vaishnava version, which I can give you the audio, give you the written form, and it's also described in more detail in Haridas Shastri's appendix to his edition of Krishna Janmabhishek Tithi. So, any other questions? I can't think of anything else to say about Punyavachanam. Okay, so if that's it, then if nobody has any questions, I will post the URL for the Punyavachanam, Learn Punyavachanam videos on the WhatsApp group. If you then have more questions or comments, you can just put them on the WhatsApp group and we can discuss them there. Okay. It's unfortunate that the first part crashed. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can do that some other time again. But in any case, in the meantime, I'll give you the URL. You can go to the YouTube video and you can look at those and you can get a good idea.
You did do another class, didn't you? You actually did a class on the Nava, whatever the Navagraha Puja.
I did, yeah. Okay, so maybe, I see. Maybe, right, because Devarishi was asking about Griha Pravesh. So after Upakarma, we did Navagraha Puja, and I still have Navagraha Puja, I still have that video, which I still have to upload, which I'll probably do today. Mm-hmm. So that'll be up today. I'll get that up.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Swami?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I was asking a question I sent to you personally, but I did not get any reply from it concerning the...
Oh, the audio that you sent me on WhatsApp?
Yes.
Okay, just remind me again what it was.
Yes, I was asking, like here I have a temple, and most times when I want to do Homa 3 times or 5 or 4 times, and I did installation of
oh, right. I thought I answered that, but I guess I didn't answer that. Okay. So here's the thing. Okay, so everybody should know this, that when you're doing a Homa which lasts for more than 1 day or lasts for a whole day, where you have different sessions, you might have a morning session and an evening session. Usually the way it works is you have a morning session, you have an evening session. You don't have more than 2 sessions is probably too much. And every time in Pancharatra, normally when they make a Yagashala, you have to do Vishwaksena Puja, Punyavachanam, and the Yagashala Puja every time you start a session. That's the normal thing to do. Okay? If you don't want to do that, maybe at least once a day. If you're really slack and have no time, I guess you do it only the first time. It's up to you. But the proper thing is, every time you start a session, you should do Vishwaksena Puja, Punyavachanam, and a Mandapa Puja. And if you're doing an installation, for instance, if it's a complex puja, you have to do Chadrastan Puja. You have to do Nitya Homa. You have to do Nitya Kalasa Puja. You have to do Mandala Puja. And you have to do Bimba Puja, worship in the act of the deities. You have to do those, worship in those 4 places on top of doing Vishwaksena Puja, Punyavachanam, and the Mandapa Puja. And you have to do that every time you start a session some morning. Then you finish, you have lunch, take rest, get up again, take a bath, go back, start the new session. You have to do that again. So that's the normal thing. So you have to get very quick at doing the preliminaries. Vishwaksena Puja, Punyavachanam, Mandapa Puja, worshipping the mandapas, doing the Nitya Homas. This has to all be done very quickly because it has to be repeated like that. If you don't want to do that, then you don't have to do that. But normally that's the way they do it. Does that answer the question?
If it's Sudarshana Homa,
Yeah.
you have to do all these things.
How long is the Sudarshana Homa going on for?
3 days.
3 days. Okay. How many
Yes.
sessions per day?
Once a day.
Just one session a day. I said every day. Vishwaksena Puja, Punyavachanam, Mandapa Puja before you start. Then Nitya Homa, then Sudarshana Homa. Next day. So first of all, first you have to do the japa, right? First you have to do the japa. Are you doing japa?
Was in before. Now I'm not doing it.
You're not doing the japa. Okay.
No,
So
I'm not doing it. Before I was
normally
doing
when
it.
you do Sudarshana Homa, you do Sudarshana japa first, and then you do Sudarshana Homa, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And this brings us back to the point about Purischarana. Sometimes people also do Tarpana. So, and if you can't, also Hari Bhakti Vilas says, if you can't do the Homa, you can just do the Japa. But you do more Japa. And normally you do in Purischarana, there's a rule that you do so many Japas, and you do 1/10 the number of Homas, and you do 1/10 the number of Tarpanas, and you do 1/10, and you feed 1/10 the amount of Brahmanas at the end. That's called Purischarana or Purischarya. Purischarya or Purischarana. So usually people do that for getting siddhi in a particular mantra. If you want to get the perfection of a particular mantra, you do the Purischarana of that mantra. You have to chant it a certain number of times. The minimum number or the usual number in Mantra Shastra is 100,000 times per syllable. So if it's like Klim Bij or Ram Bij or Om, which is only 1 syllable, then you have to chant it 100,000 times. If that means Japa is 100,000 times, that means Homa is 10,000 times, that means Tarpana is 1,000 times, right? That means you have to feed 100 Brahmins. Yeah. So 1/10 like that. So this is Purischarana. If people want to do a special class on Purischarana, right? I can explain it from Sarada Tilaka and also from Hari Bhakti Vilas. Hari Bhakti Vilas has a whole chapter on this. Whole chapter. It'll tell you. It'll explain to you what kind of asana you should have, what kind of japamala should have, how you should count the mantras, how many times you should do Homa for whatever mantra you want to get perfection in. Okay, so if you want to do a class on chapter 17 of Hari Bhakti Vilas, which is Purischarya, I can. Yeah, because some other people were interested also. Yeah. And as I said, also there's a book called Sharada Tilaka, which is quoted very often in Hari Bhakti Vilas, which explains more detail about this. And it's a typical tantra, so typical mantra shastra and tantra. So it's got the basics of this. And of course, there's going to be some slight differences for some mantras. But in general, if you're a Gaudiya, what Hari Bhakti Vilas says is going to be what you follow. Okay. So, any other questions about that? So, Sudarshana Homa, you have to, just like anything, when you're doing a homa, when you're doing a homa or you're doing a big puja, these are all preliminaries. So you've got preliminaries, like you were talking to me about doing a Griya Pravesh. So Griya Pravesh, there's some preliminaries. The marriage itself is a preliminary for the Griya Pravesh. So you have to do marriage, right? If you're not married, you can't do a Griya Pravesh because you're not a Grihasta, right? So you have to do Griya Pravesh. And then there's certain things that you have to do. So the preliminaries, obviously, Vishwaksena Puja, Punyavachanam, the Navagraha Puja, the Vastu Puja. We didn't do Vastu Puja yet. We can do that too also. Talk about Vastu Puja. Vastu Puja is more complicated in North India usually. In South India, it's just they just do a homa, most usually. And these are all preliminaries. The preliminary things you have to know, and you have to be able to do them more quickly. And the main puja is longer, and maybe the Sudarshana Homa, maybe some homas are not so complicated because you're chanting the same mantra over and over and over and over and over again many, many times. So maybe that's not so hard. Maybe you find the preliminaries to be more hard because there's different mantras being chanted all the time. I understand that. But still you have to go through the preliminaries before you get to the main puja. Just like you have to do preliminaries Agni Mukham before you get to the Pradhana Homa, and before you get to the Udicha Karma, before you get to the Uttara Bhaga, the last part of the Homa. Okay, so maybe we'll do this. We'll do another class on Purascharana. But I think when they taught you to do Sudarshana Homa, they taught you to do japas first, right?
Yes, he told me.
Yeah.
He told me, but because of time, sometimes I don't do it.
Right. So it becomes more understandable when you talk about Purascharana or Purascharya in general. You'll understand the need for doing the japa, and the mantra is important, and the mantra can be used in different ways. So one way we use the mantra is in japa. Another way we use the mantra is in homa. Another way we use the mantra is in tarpana, right? So there's another way we use the mantra is in puja. Another way we use the mantra is for dhyana, for meditating on the meaning of the mantra. So all these are different ways. And in order to get perfection in a mantra, you should use it in all the different ways. How can you say, like, if you say, I want to learn driving. I'll give you the example, mundane example. I want to learn to drive a car. So you come to the test, to get your license, you have to take a test. The person giving you the test, he says, are you perfect in driving? You say, yeah, I'm perfect in driving. He says, okay, go forward. You go forward. Then he says, now back up. Oh, no, I never learned that. Oh, please park here, do a parking test. No, I never learned that, So you can't say that you're perfect in a mantra until you've used it in all the different ways. Then you become perfect. Even then, maybe you don't become perfect, right? Some people, they know how to go forward, they know how to go back, they know something about how to park and everything, but they're not perfect. But you definitely cannot say you're perfect in a mantra if you can't use it for all the things that it's meant to be used for. So dhyana, japa, tarpana, homa, puja, you have to use the mantra in all the different ways that it's meant to be used for. Then you will get the perfection of the mantra. Right? Does it make sense? It makes sense, right?
Yes. Very.
Yeah, like that. So if we want a perfect result, we have to, and then there is, if you say, well, I don't have time, I don't have time to to do the japa. Okay, then you cut the japa out, or you cut the japa short, or you do less japa and you do less homa because you have less time. So some people will think, oh, I have no time, so I'll just cut the japa out. Okay, that's one way of doing it. That's what you're doing. You're saying you have less time, so you don't do the japa, you just do the homa. Okay, that's fine. You're still chanting the mantra. And some people will say, okay, in Shastra, in Hari Bhakti Vilasa, it says if you don't have time to do the homa, then just do the japa. But it says the rule is you should do the japa twice as much or 4 times as much if you don't do the homa. So they say, okay, you can do that. You can cut one piece out, right? One type of use of the mantra out, but you have to do more of the other. Or they say, if you want to scale it down, you do, instead of doing 1,000 japas and 1,000 homas, you do 100 homas and 100 japas. If you don't have time enough to do more than 1,000 japas as well as 1,000 homas, right? So you pare it down and make it less. So you have to figure out which way you want to go, how you want to go. That's up to you. That's up to you. Everybody has the ability to use their own shortcuts, you know. But normally we understand whatever we put into something, we get the result that we put into. You can't expect to get the same result by chanting Om one time as chanting Om 1,000,000 times and doing 100,000 homas and doing 10,000 tarpanas. Or you're going to get a different result.
So Swami, I wanted to ask, the tarpana, is it with water or milk?
Normally with water, but there might be some. It depends on the prayoga. Like there's many procedures, and different devatas and different mantras call for different things. Maybe some agamas are calling for tarpana with blood, even for Kali or something. I don't know. Who knows? So just according to the procedure, whatever the procedure is. We're doing sattvic puja, so they talk about offering. Take lotus flowers and offer them into the fire, dip them in ghee. Take payasam, take sweet rice and offer it into the fire, like that. And maybe some other pujas they're offering other horrible things, into the fire, So it just depends upon the procedure, you follow the agama that you're following. So yeah, so if your agama says offer milk, offer milk. There's in Hari Bhakti Vilas, in the Vastu Puja in Hari Bhakti Vilas, which is done before when you're making a temple, or probably when you're making a house also, but when you're making a temple like that, there are different devatas that you have to offer to, and it says very clearly there that this devata eats meat, this devata eats meat. You have to offer meat to this devata like that. And then the purport by Sanatana Goswami says, we're Vaishnavas, we don't offer those devatas the meat, we offer them sweet rice instead. Because we're Vaishnavas, so we're going to give them sweet rice like that. But he indicates that there are people who are doing Vastu Puja and offering meat to certain fish and meat and whatever to certain deities. So it's not unheard of. It's not unknown. If you go to Nepal, they do a lot of animal sacrifice in Nepal. They do a lot of that. So it's not unheard of amongst Hindu worshippers, people following Shakta agamas and Shaiva agamas and things, that sometimes they do these things. But Vaishnavas don't do it.
Yeah, I saw Shirangam. The Shirangam, there's one temple at the back of the Swami Vasu's house. I saw that they were killing goats and killing some things, offering to the deities.
I see. Was it back of Vasu's house? Because Vasu's inside the Agraharam. Inside the Agraharam.
No.
Outside the Agraharam.
Outside.
Yeah, the
outside.
Agraharam is a Brahmin neighborhood inside the walls of the temple. But just you go outside the walls of the temple, just right outside, they have fish markets and meat markets and things. Yeah, I've also seen. But there's also a temple there to Shiva, who is the Kshetrapala, who is the protector of that holy place. So if you go there, they're worshiping Shiva. But yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, there's some Devi temples around. There's definitely some Devi temples around, and they do some strange things sometimes. You want me to post some video? I've got some pretty strange video, but anyway, whatever.
Wow.
It's okay. The only sort of strange thing is that I've seen amongst Vaishnavas is the Ahobilam, the Chenchus, the tribal people in Ahobilam who are non-vegetarian, but they're also worshippers of Narasimha. So, but that's an exception. We're not Chenchus, so we don't do that. But you have to understand, in Vaishnavism also, we have some non-vegetarians. Garuda is a non-vegetarian. I eat snakes. Mm-hmm. So he's a great devotee of the Lord. All right. So anyway, so like I said, so yeah, tarpana can be with milk. Tarpana can be with milk. Tarpana, I mean, you can do homa with milk, with honey, with ghee, with but normally it's just with ghee. But there are with payasam, with jaggery, different things, different auspicious things can be offered in the fire. They can be offered to the deity. They can be offered in tarpana. Yeah, it's possible.
I'll try it.
Try it. You'll try it. Why will you try it? You only try it if it says so in the directions in the prayoga. Does it say in the prayoga?
No. The prayoga is there's no something. No. There's no tapana.
Yeah, doesn't say in the prayoga. But if we do a class on Purishcharya, then maybe it'll say something like this. Maybe it'll say about offering some different items, buy some milk or whatever. Yeah, so we can do that.
Thank you very much.
So Swami, sometime you have to show me we have to get together. You have to show me. Now you learn Vishwaksena Puja, Punyavachanam, Vigneshwara Puja, and Navagraha Puja, right? So we have to get together, and you have to show me how you're doing it, or at least chant through what you're doing, and then and then I'll give you some pointers as to if you're doing it right or not. Yep.
Okay, Swami. Yeah. So I'll figure a day we can do that. I'll check some days.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I know, Swami, I know you're really busy, but you had mentioned before that sometimes we should chant some mantras together. And
yeah, we could do that. I was thinking we could do Vishnu Sahasranama. If you want to do Vishnu Sahasranama, people can do Vishnu Sahasranama. We could
if you want to send us, maybe you can send us a recording. Give us a link of a good recording that we can go by, so that we could get used to it.
Well, it's just regular slokas, so we could just learn it together. We could just get, we could just go sloka by sloka through it.
Oh, that'd be great.
And we could, I think that Zoom seems to be, from what I've heard from other devotees, the Zoom kirtans are not too good because it doesn't work. There's a bit of a lag, but we could do antiphonal chanting, like if I chant the first part of the sloka and you chant the second part, So if I chant Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Braja.
I skipped a. I was skipping a line there. Sarva dharmam patebhyo
No.
mokshayishyami
Aham
ma
tva sarva
Oh,
papebhyo
wow.
mokshayishyami ma suchaha.
Sorry. Caught me. I wasn't ready.
Right. What's a sloka you know? What's a sloka you know?
I thought I knew that one.
Okay. What's a sloka? What's a real simple sloka you know? Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow, glad I didn't mess that one up.
Yeah. Okay. Easy. Yeah. So that's antiphonal chanting, and that makes it much easier. And you can go faster. You can go faster like that once you know them. But the idea is not to go fast if you don't know. If you know, once you know and you're doing it correct, pronouncing correctly, then you can go a little faster. But otherwise, do it. So they do Vishvam Vishnova Satkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu, right? Bhuta Bid Bhavo Bhuta Krit Bhuta Bid Bhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha, right? Like that. So yeah, it's possible if you want to do it. The problem, I think, more or less the problem is timing. The problem is timing because I'm in the ocean and you're in the land. We're many, many hours apart. And so we have to find a time. But you can propose a time and I'll tell you if it's possible. Or we can just chant any, mostly we can start with some just simple classical mantras and things. Yeah. And it'll be good for good practice for me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Vishnu Sahasranam, I don't know how to chant it. I don't know, so I have to learn.
Okay. I'll give you the short version, the 28 names.
28.
Yes, that one I use it.
That one you use it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that one also. It's very quick.
Can that one be used for Homa?
Yeah. Any mantra can be used for Homa. Any prayer to any deity can be used for Homa. It's like I said, a mantra. What are the uses of a mantra? Number one, meditate on the meaning of the mantra. Number two, chant the mantra japa or kirtan or whatever. Chant it. Number three, repeat it, right? Number three, homa, right? Number four, tarpana. These are different ways. There's many different things to do with the mantra. Number five, puja. Use it for puja. So these are all different ways of using mantra. Okay, so yeah. Go ahead.
You said the same mantra can be used for puja. So like now, I want to offer deeper. Okay. I recite this mantra.
I'm not saying any mantra can be used for puja. What I'm talking about is a bija mantra or mula mantra, for the mantra which represents a deity, can be used for all those things. But for instance, you have a sloka, you have a verse which is used only for offering lamp or for incense, right? Vanas padiratatpano gandat yegandottama agreya sarva devanam dhupo yam pratigrihyatam. So that's only for dhupam or deepam. Can't use it for other things. It doesn't mean that. It's not for that purpose. There's some mantras which are for a particular purpose, and there are other mantras which are not for a particular purpose. Like if you use like for instance, when you're doing abhishekam, you can chant Upanishads. You can chant Taittiriya Upanishad. It's not specifically for the purpose of abhishek, but it's a glorification of God by chanting the Vedas. So you can chant any part of the Vedas. You can chant when you're doing an abhishek because you've got a lot of time. So you just sit down and chant it. And normally they chant Taittiriya Upanishad. Or you can chant something specific So if you're doing Abhishek of Shiva, do chant Rudram. If you're doing Abhishek of Vishnu, chant Purusha Suktam. If you're doing Abhishek of Lakshmi, chant Sri Suktam, like that. So there's specific mantras, and then there's general mantras. Yeah. Mantra Shastra, different things in Mantra Shastra. Secret esoteric Mantra Shastra. Should we have a class?
Let's do it.
Sharada Tilaka.
We can have
Wow. Okay. Deva Rishi.
Different.
Yeah.
So please.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, if you have a class every day and you have a different topic every day, but how much are you going to learn? Also, I want to see that people are actually learning something.
Yeah. Well, what's been brilliant about the way you're doing it is that you've been recording them.
Yeah,
so
okay.
For myself, I find that I only catch a very small % of what you're saying during the class, but then I go back and listen to them again and again. I've listened to, I've probably listened to every single class we've had at least 3 times now. That doesn't mean I've caught everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I go back and listen to them again many times.
Okay.
So I really appreciate that.
I would think I'd be more boring than that. Okay.
No.
Okay. So, all right.
I'll try to make some short videos of some of my pujas so that I can send it to you. The problem is I don't have so much.
We'll put them up on YouTube as examples.
Yes, I don't have so much fast internet and also a very big space. So sometimes when I'm doing puja and it's very long, I cannot record the whole thing. I have to pause it and I have to still continue the puja. So some of the mantras or some of the procedure will not come in the video.
I understand. You need, when the best thing to do if you want to video a puja is don't be part of the puja. Either be a cameraman or be a purohit. It's difficult to do both. Yeah. Try taking a video of yourself doing a puja. You either don't do a good puja or you don't do a good video.
Yes.
I understand. Yeah. But one thing you can do is you have a tripod.
No.
Okay, you get a tripod. They're cheap. Get a tripod. It's cheap. Get a tripod. Set up the camera. Turn the camera on, and then just do the puja. And then afterwards, take the video and edit it. Take it out. Take out what you want to take out.
Okay, I'll do that.
Then you have to learn video editing. You have to learn all these things, which is that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do every day. That's why I get to. Sometimes it's difficult, for me to do a lot of classes because this class maybe I'm talking for an hour to a couple hours, right? But then when I go back before I put it up onto YouTube, I have to cut out certain things to make it a nice video. That might take me 3 or 4 hours. So for me it's not 2 hours. For me it's 6 hours every time I do it.
Wow.
And I have another class in the morning from my Sanskrit teacher, which I'm doing also, and other people, and he's sending me stuff and saying, put this up on YouTube, put this up on YouTube. So if somebody wants to help me with the video editing, we can do a lot more classes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any of that. I'm so bad. I would volunteer. I'm the one who's always like saying, yes, let's do it. I know I'm just a pain.
But I have a this program that I'm using, the program that I'm actually getting more into it now because of Zoom and because of the pandemic, because I've got more time, and the program that I'm using for doing the editing, I'm getting more adept at it. But obviously there are much more things that I can do. I look at people's videos on YouTube and they're so much better than mine. I mean, I'm just trying to present some information but I don't do it in a great way like they do. I'm sure if Brahma did a video, his video would be beautiful, you know, with you know, my video is bare bones, you know, just information, boring.
Fantastic.
Actually, Amara makes good videos. He makes good videos, but you know, he doesn't tell me how he does it, and he doesn't make them every day. So he makes very nice videos. Even Lakshman makes good videos, and I think he just turns on the camera and turns it off and puts it up. Okay, all right, enough about videos.
Thank you so much.
Jai, thank you very much.
All right, so just, you know, if you have any other you know, any other things that you want to do classes on, just let me know, and maybe we'll do one on Puruscharya. That's a good idea, because I know.
Swami, I would like to have a class on mudras, if possible.
Class on mudras.
Very good. Yes.
Yes.
This or some conversation about that.
Okay. Okay. There are a ton of mudras in Hari Bhakti Vilas which I don't know how to do, and I tried to get who's that butter in I tried to get one guy in Mysore to show me, you know, but it's difficult to know, you know, how to do them from the description, you know. So we can look at mudras, sure. I don't know how useful it'll be. I made the Avahanadi mudra video. You saw that one, right?
Yeah, I saw the video, but some I don't understand. I don't get exactly from the video.
Okay, sure. That's okay. That's a good one. Sure, we can do that. Okay.
Now that we've complicated your life
That's
more.
Okay. Yeah, video is good, and I mean mudras are good. Okay. I don't know how useful it will be, but anyway. Okay, so.
Thank you so much.
Namaskaram. Yeah, let's see
Jai.
if I can edit this.